Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Faya Focus. Harry Wright with you today. My guest from Creative Courthouse, we have Mandi Miller. How are you, Mandi?
I'm wonderful, Harry. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Everyone out there right now is saying, Creative Courthouse?
I know, right?
What's that?
Well, I'm here to tell you it is a nonprofit organization that we are doing, myself and a few others. We are going to provide workshops, courses for any kind of artistic medium that you can even think of. We want to do drawing, we want to do photography, we want to do acting, pottery, mommy and me classes, stained glass.
Maybe even a little piano recital or some clarinet or something. Yeah.
Anything you can think of. I mean, I would even like to see woodworking, or I would like somebody to teach me how to fix electrical in my house, or like little everyday problems that I don't know how to do, or change a tire. I don't know how to change a tire. I know that that's terrible in this day and age. And
so basically you're looking for things that are skilled.
Exactly.
Someone that might have a skill and they need a place to express it.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're also hoping to, once we get into an actual space, to have open studio time where people can just come in, create. Yeah, exactly. Anything. So we're really excited to get this going. Like right now we've got a photography class starting up July 14th, and that's a 4-week course. We've got a intro to crochet course starting July 16th. That's a 3-week course. We're also going to be doing a variety show because we're also going to be doing Creative Courthouse Community Theater. I mean, we are really trying to bring the arts back into our town, get us livened back up.
You know, I've found that people who enjoy some kind of art outlet, no matter what it is, live happier lives.
Exactly. Yeah, and we want to bring happiness back to our downtown, to Courthouse. We need happiness. Who doesn't need happiness?
That's right, and so it'd be great. Now, you're probably, since you're a nonprofit, you're probably going to charge per lesson or per...
Yeah, we haven't worked out the statistic, or, all the details right now. We are hoping to have, membership plans, and then of course if you're a member you'll get reduced costs on classes, that sort of thing.
But that's all in the future, right?
Yes, that's all in the future right now. Yes, we are. I mean, the photography course, we are asking for a 4-week course for $35 for that fee. You'd have to bring your own camera, but it's a 4-week course, and from 6 to 7 every Tuesday after the July 14th, and it's going to be held at the Center for Economic Development. Now, the intro to crochet, we're providing all the supplies. So that's a 3-week course. We're charging $30 for that. Again, all supplies are included, the yarn, the crochet hooks, and we're going to actually be creating our own infinity scarves that you'll take home. So it's going to be a really great time. That class, the crochet, is from 3 to 4 p.m. It's a little earlier. I know some people aren't off work yet, but we will be holding these classes again in the fall.
And some people are going to say $30 to learn how to make an infinity scarf. Wow, is that something I want to do? Folks, once you learn how to make one, you can make more.
Exactly.
And then the next thing you know, you'll have a friend say, hey, I'd like to have one in blue, and you can say, okay, $25, and I'll make it. See, there you go.
Yeah, and it's just a wonderful thing. Like, I've always wanted to learn how to crochet, and this is the chance that I get. I have a mother and a daughter going to come to the crochet course. It's a wonderful bonding thing. I mean, so not only are we bringing happiness, we're strengthening families.
So yeah, right. So Mandi, tell me, honestly, where did all this idea come from?
Well, this idea came from because my daughter, Holly, she's 6 years old. She is super artistic. I mean, you should come in my house and see my walls. Yeah, she's a little too artistic. But I was looking for something in the winter that we could go take, together, because it's hard for 6 years old, and I have a 16-year-old. There's not much that they can do together and enjoy. So I was looking for something like that, and I didn't really see anything around here. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's just start something. So I started a Facebook page called Creative Courthouse. I got 3 other ladies on board that want to help me out. We started talking about Creative Courthouse Community Theater. Got a couple more fellas on board. So we're just rocking and rolling now. We are really, this is happening.
So now, if someone out there is creative and or wants to be creative, how do they get a hold of you to get involved?
Well, you can give me a call. We have Creative Courthouse has its own phone number. It's 740-239 888-239-3499. You can also find us on Facebook at Creative Courthouse. Just search Creative Courthouse, and Courthouse is 2 words. Or you can email me at creativecourthouse@gmail.com.
So anyone out there that's thinking about doing something in the arts, or if you want to get started and learn something new, maybe there's an inside Bob Ross inside of you that wants to get out.
Oh, yes. I think everybody has an inside Bob Ross. We need happy little trees.
We need happy little trees and happy little accidents. We do. My guest today on Fan Focus, I'm always glad to have Mandi in. She's come in before and talked about the band, and that trip's already done and over with. So I know, marching band, it's the Courthouse Band, best arm band in the land.
They sure are. Yeah.
And so anyway, now she's getting into creative arts. So folks, if you have that inner artist in you, give her a call, hook up with her. Give us that phone number again.
That phone number is 740-239-3499.
And the website.
Well, we're on Facebook right now. It is just search Creative Courthouse, or our email address is creativecourthouse@gmail.com.
My guest today on Fan Focus, Mandi Miller. Mandi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Harry.
Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fan Focus. Harry, right with you today, my guest from the Fayette Soil and Water Conservation District. We've got Chet Murphy. Chet, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this fine day?
I'm doing really good. We have an entire... Brigette's got you busy, because we got...
Always.
We have an entire list of things to talk about today, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about the supervisor election.
Well, we have our annual supervisor election. Now, this is a special election because it's not held during November with everybody else. But this year we have 4 candidates running for 2 open supervisor positions for the district. And those candidates are, we have 2 incumbents, Fred Melvin and Gary Reiterman, and 2 challengers, Kurt Kokenauer and Justin Owens.
So tell us a little bit about what the supervisors do.
Well, the supervisors are in charge of the local district. We are a locally led organization, and these are the people who we report to at that local level. They're locally elected. They determine what are the priorities of the district, and so that's who we answer to.
So they're the ones that say this is important, and we need to take care of it in that order.
That's correct, and we as a staff are the ones go take care of it then.
I got you. So they decide what needs to be done, and they say, Chet, take care of that for us.
You got it.
All right.
All there is to it.
Now, it's a 3-year term of office. Now, Fred Melvin, it says 12 years. He's been on the board 12 years?
He's been on there 12 years, and Gary Reiterman, this will be his 21st year, and he said he's ready to go again.
He's ready to go again. How fantastic is that? And they got a total of 5 on the board.
5 on the board, so that's a staggered election. We have 2, 2, and 1. So in that 3-year term, that we get them all replaced in 3 years, or at least get them all reelected.
Now, everyone out there is going to say, well, who's eligible to vote for this?
Well, there are 2 ways to vote. You can vote in absentee, and that begins July 21st. And those absentee ballot request forms will be available at our office. Or you can vote at the annual meeting on August 11th. And you said, well, who can vote? Well, there are a couple different eligible voters. If you are 18 years of age or older and are a resident of Fayette County, you can vote. Or if you are a non-resident landowner or tenant of land in Fayette County, or a corporation, LLC, or trust who owns or rents lands in Fayette County, you're eligible to vote. Now, if you are a non-resident or one of those corporate bodies, you must file a notarized affidavit and with the district before voting.
Now, someone's going to say, okay, you said something about vote at the annual meeting. Tell us about the annual meeting.
The annual meeting, again, we're going to hold that jointly with Fayette County Farm Bureau. We've been doing that for the last few years, and it's worked out pretty well for us and for them. Right. And that's going to be August 11th out at the Fayette County Demonstration Farm on Old State Route 38.
Which is in front of the airport.
That's in front of the airport. That's right. So you go pay. If you're flying out, you go right past that all the time.
That's right.
And it's all that August 11th, that's the same day and location as the Southwest Ohio Corn Growers and Fayette County Agronomy Field Day. So that's going to be a big day out there at the farm.
I have asked every year to them to let me to drive a tractor during that, and they have wisely said no.
Well, if we owned a tractor, we'd let you drive it, but unfortunately, we don't own one.
And that's because Chet has not seen me drive a tractor, so that's why he said that. Oh, too funny.
But big day out there starting at 9:30, that's when the field day begins, and that's going to run until 3 p.m., and then following that, the Fayette County Chamber of Commerce is going to hold one of their business after-hours events from 4 to 6. And then our joint district and Farm Bureau annual meeting dinner will begin at 6 p.m. Now, the supervisor election polls will be open out there at the farm that day from 11:30 a.m. until 6:45 p.m. And none of the events they're all free. You don't have to pay anything to come to any of those except for the annual meeting dinner, and you do not have to purchase a meal ticket in order to vote. You can come out, vote during any time during that day for our election, and then go on about your business.
So now, speaking of business, there's a lot of things. I mean, people are saying, okay, what's the Soil and Water Conservation District do? Give a brief overview for the people right now that are not really familiar with what's going on.
Well, the Fayetteville and Water Conservation Districts, we provide technical assistance and education for natural resource concerns locally. So if you have a drainage issue, we can come out, take a look at it, give you some recommendations on how to resolve that issue. One thing we are not, though, is a regulatory agency. We're not going to come out and tell you what to do or tell your neighbors what to do. We work on a voluntary, cooperative basis. So we provide that technical assistance and education to the public. We also assist the USDA, Natural Resources Conservation Service, with their programming as well, the things that require engineering, surveying, to do some of the best management practices through their programming. We help them with that.
So that sounds like you guys are very busy all the time. You guys are also the wonderful ones that have the tree sale.
We have the tree sale. We have a rain barrel sale. We're doing a lot of different things besides just getting straight engineering.
Well, and that kind of helps the local landowners too. You might want to put some trees down for a future, let's say, windbreak for your house. In the wintertime, that can save you some energy costs.
It certainly can. It also can help hold your soil in place during any rains that we might have, like we've had here recently. That definitely holds soil in place. Those also absorb nutrients, excess nutrients coming out of the soil, and they also pick up some of that water. So if you have wet spots in your yard, if you put a suitable tree in there, that can help dry some of that out.
Because a tree can drink like a gallon of water a day, easy.
Right.
Easy. So that will help. Now, that question was asked because there's something called the Mississippi River Basin Initiative, and I want you to tell the people what that's all about.
Well, have you heard anything about Lake Erie lately and algal blooms in Lake Erie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said
not
yes.
No, that's not good.
That's not good.
Right.
But we haven't heard quite as often here in Ohio is similar problems happening in the Gulf of Mexico. Excess nutrients are causing algal blooms there in oxygen-starved dead zone off Louisiana's coast. Now that dead zone right now averages about 5,500 square miles, or the size of Connecticut. And some of those nutrients are partially coming from farmland drained by the Mississippi and Ohio rivers, including that in southern Ohio and Fayette County. So the district, Fayetteville and Water Conservation District, has partnered with 5 other SWCDs to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources Conservation Service, and we're requesting an additional $1 million in Environmental Quality Incentives Program funding over the next 4 years to provide cost share for installation of those best management practices in Upper Paint Creek.
It's hard to believe for some Fayette counties to say, how can anything that we're doing here in Fayette County affect the Mississippi River Basin? But all the water that runs through Fayette County eventually runs into the Gulf of Mexico.
That's exactly right. Every last drop that runs off here goes out into Paint Creek, goes on to the Scioto, to the Ohio, to the Mississippi, and out into the Gulf of Mexico, and contributes to that dead zone that's occurring there.
Well, what areas are we talking about here in Fayette County that are going to be affected?
Well, most of the program areas that we're looking at actually are in Fayette County, and those include East Fork Paint Creek north of Washington Courthouse, Sugar Creek, Rattlesnake Creek, and Grassy Branch.
Now, if I have any of these running through my property, I'm probably thinking right now, well, what is it I can do to help?
Well, you can definitely sign up for this program if we should get it, or you can sign up through the normal EQIP program. That's our local NRCS office, which is co-located with us at the Agricultural Center at 1415 US 22 Southwest. But some of the best management practices that we're looking at, these are to reduce sediment runoff and those nutrient losses off the ground, include cover crops, nutrient management plans, drainage water management, grassed waterways, and filter strips.
So all these things can help with that runoff.
That's correct.
Now, we I guess over the years, farmers, have pesticided and have herbicided and have, put the chemical fertilizers on, all for a good cause so that they can keep their crops going. But those things run off into the creek, into the rivers, and down into the Gulf of Mexico and cause problems.
Well, just as you put that fertilizer on to grow crops, that fertilizer, if it gets in the water, fertilizes those algal blooms. And then when they die off, as a part of the decomposition process, they use up oxygen out of the water. If there's no oxygen, well, then fish and anything else, they can't live there. And if they happen to swim into that, can't get back out in time, they're going to die.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what it's all about. So remember this, folks, Mississippi River Basin Initiative. Now, somebody out there, right now, we've thrown a lot of information at them, Chet. If somebody out there has a question about anything that we've talked about, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, you call us at 740-636-0279. Or again, stop by our office at 1415 US 22 Southwest, Suite 500.
Anything else for our listeners today?
Well, we hope to have a decision on that application, hopefully by the time of our annual meeting, so stay tuned and we'll give you more information as it becomes available.
My guest today on Fayette Focus from the Fayette Soil and Water Conservation District, Chet Murphy. Chet, thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Thank you for having me.
Good day, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Fayette Focus. Harry Wright with you today. My guest from Head Start here in Fayette County. We've got Amy Joseph. Amy, how are you today?
Good, Harry. Thanks.
Wonderful. What's the news at Head Start? What's going on?
At Head Start, we are enrolling. We are accepting new children, and we are also adding a early Head Start partnership, child care partnership, and a center-based option at Rockabye Daycare.
Now, tell us what that entails.
That is a full day. You can bring your child from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. It is, we take child care subsidy for part of that. If you qualify for early Head Start, then we ask that you go there to get child care help. And we provide lots of great benefits for your child while they're there. Formula, wipes, diapers, all that stuff's provided while they're in our care.
And, of course, fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. We do lots of learning and early childhood development from birth to 5 now in our program. So
someone might be new to the area. What's Head Start all about?
Head Start started in 1965. It's our 50th anniversary, so we're pretty excited.
You haven't been there the whole time?
No.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, not the whole time.
Okay, good.
We have...
I threw her a curve with you haven't been there the whole time because she didn't know I was going to say that.
No.
But I just wanted you to know that Amy's not 75 years old. She's... So, but Head Start, what's it do? I know the benefits myself, but I want you to tell the people.
We start with the kids now, birth to 5. We work with them in home, hour and a half a week, and we have services to work with kids in motor, fine motor, language development, social skills. Once they come in, they have once every 2 weeks they have a socialization at the center, and they come in and work on socialization skills even up till 3 years old. And then once they turn 3, they come to the center and they work every day on socialization skills, adding those things additional to that we work on for kindergarten, learning their alphabet, learning how to put letters together and make sounds, learning math, social studies, science, all those things that you wouldn't imagine that little kids want to learn. That's what we do.
When I got married to Mary almost 18 years ago, Kate was 4 in Head Start. I became a Head Start dad, stepdad, if you will. But I had such a fun time reading to the kids and corncob painting and making Play-Doh and all the other stuff, along with watching the children socialize with each other and know that, okay, this is my stuff, don't touch it. I'm not going to touch, leave everybody their own space and that kind of thing. But what it instilled in Kate was a fun energy of learning. Head Start really does teach the kids. It's so much fun to learn. Now, that Head Start graduate has got a double major, 2 bachelor's of science degrees, and it all started right here in Fayette County at Head Start. It really did. So when you think about Head Start, it's a great place to get that jump start on learning. My granddaughter and grandson are Head Start children, and Logan will be going into 1st grade this year, and she's already reading at above the 1st grade level, and that's because of Head Start. Really, it's a great program. The kids do have fun. Some people call it glorified babysitting. That is just not what it is. It's a great atmosphere where kids can learn about living with other people in a society. It's a little tiny society because it's a society nonetheless. And they also learn counting and reading. And my granddaughter reading road signs and reading books, and it's all because of Head Start. And I think it's very important. Now, some people will say, well, who qualifies for Head Start?
You have to be within the federal poverty guidelines. We also have a public preschool portion of our program. If you live in the city limits and you qualify within less than 200% of the poverty guideline, you can come in with a small copay and you would still qualify. We don't have that for the county kids. They have to go to the Miami Trace preschool, unfortunately. But then we also have the Rockabye, which qualifies center-based for birth to 3.
So Head Start right now enrolling. If I want to enroll my child, how do I do that?
Come to Community Action and get an application, and we'll have them there.
So you have them right there. Where's Community Action located?
It's on 1400 US Route 22, right beside OK Tire. And you can come into the front building and they have them there, or you can come to the Head Start building right behind it and we have them there.
You have them right there. That's the Hodson Head
Yes.
Start building. There you go. I read signs really well too. There you go. Anything else you'd like to tell our listeners today?
No, just hope to see you come in and get your children started in a Head Start.
Now, when will you stop taking applications for Head Start?
We never stop taking applications.
Yeah.
We put your child on a wait list if they're not actually enrolled at the time of the program starts. But
So you can apply anytime.
you can apply anytime.
My guest today from Community Action Head Start, Amy Joseph, coming in, tell us the great things that Head Start is doing. And folks, I highly recommend it. It is a good, just as the name says, a good head start to learning, and that'll aid that child in its entire life. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come in.
Thanks, Harry.